Hello and welcome to a new video. This video you will understand mainly the amendment relating to corporate social responsibility. In this also, one amendment we are going to go very deep because we have got questions in the CS executive exam relating to this amendment. I am talking about the concept of ongoing projects. Ongoing projects is a big challenge for companies. I can tell this to you as a practicing company secretary. When we are advising different companies, ongoing projects is a very big challenge. Along with that, they also have lot of other problems, but ongoing projects is a challenge. So in ICSI exam also they are asking questions about this ongoing project. End of the day, your exam will be related to the real world. I have made many other videos about CSR. You can check it on YouTube. But this one is specifically generally about CSR, I'll tell you. But also we'll go very deep into ongoing projects so that you can answer any question in your exam relating to ongoing projects. Okay, first things first. Just in case you don't know, I am Company Secretary Alok and faculty here at Ekcel and also practicing as a Company Secretary. Yes, now let us go here and try and understand this very clearly. In this, what is the first thing we should know? We need to know CSR, what are the committees, CSR activities, CSR policy. Today, this video, we will cover many of the concepts, but we'll go deep into what is this ongoing project and how we should look at this ongoing project, right? Okay, great. So our objectives overall when you study CSR, you need to understand what is the compliances, how do we have the committee, right? Provisions relating to transfer of that unspent amount. If you have unspent amount, you can't just keep it in the company. So what should you do with it? All that we will definitely be covering. So this is the lesson outline as per the ICSI study material. This is the lesson outline in ICSI study material. It has all these concepts, correct? And the first thing you should know is what is the law? What is the law relating to CSR in India? This is the Companies Act 2013 and the CSR rules, the CSR policy rules of 2014. And the third most important is the schedule number 7. So these are the three broad universe under which we are going to study. Corporate social responsibility. Corporate social responsibility. Now what is the basic premise? Why do we have this corporate social responsibility? Many people have even told that it should not be there. But let us go a little zoom out and try to understand. See, the law and the intention is very great. The entire society is one. Company is not different from society. We are all living in the same society, right? We are in the same society, whether it is our environment, whether it is our people, whether it is our traffic, since I'm from Bangalore, I talk a lot about traffic. Whether it is about our traffic, our companies, our government, rich people, poor people, schools, college, like everything is within the same society, right? And the society together has to function being dependent on each other. If the society has too much of variations in terms of gap between the rich and poor and developed and undeveloped, it will lead to problems in the society. It will lead to problems in society. Already there is a very big gap between cities and rural area. Already this problem is there, correct? Now, if you also bring that problem in other ways, in terms of the social differences, the society will crumble. That is why the government of India, again, I think no other country can do it. The government of India said that all your companies are not from some other planet. You're from our own earth, you're from India, you're registered in India as a company, so you're part of the Indian society. So whatever you do has to benefit the society directly and indirectly. Companies will say, we are giving goods and products and materials and services, so it is benefiting society. Yes, it is. Yes, whether you buy a packet of biscuit or a software company, they are giving something to the society, to the economy. It's not that they're not. But what about the other aspects of society where there is lot of injustice, there is no equality, there is poverty, there are so many other problems? So government said that the very basic premise is that corporations can get bigger, but economic responsibility of earning profits is there, but also you have other responsibilities, not only the responsibility to earn profit and give dividends, give wealth maximization to your shareholders. The end of the day, the company is there for what? For giving goods, product and service, but also to give return to the investor. People who have put money into the company should get a return. The shareholders should get something. So that is why the company is there. We know that. But do we also realize that there are non-financial and social responsibilities? Corporate has a responsibility to the shareholders, also to the government, but also to society. Social, that is society. So this is what the basic premise which the CSR law tells, that companies definitely have economic responsibility, but they also have a social responsibility, and they have to contribute to the society which they are part of, and they are not separate from society. We are all in the same society, whether it is a corporate, a government, a school, a college, our house, our area where we live. Everybody is part of the same society, and we are all together. And this is one way where government felt that companies have to contribute to the society, right? So these expectations are of the society from the corporate. So corporates, what? Corporate should give something in return to society, because end of the day, corporate is using society. Corporate is using people as employees. Corporate is using resources. Then corporate will say, yes, we are using, but we are paying them money. That's true, but you are only looking at the financial angle. Government is telling, very good, you're giving employment, very good, you're giving products, services, you're giving very good end results to whatever you're producing, but also that is the financial aspect. Very good, but please also do social aspect, is the message from the government of India, right? Society, with whose explicit or implicit help these entities stand. Society is helping you, so you should help society not only in the financial health, but also in a socially. How do you do that? By contributing some of your net profits, right, to the benefit of the society, right? So what are they saying? So CSR aims for fulfilling the expectations that society has of businesses, and very importantly, it is having different social policies, practices, programs that are integrated through business operations. This is again very crucial. You should understand this before we go to the details. It's little important to know the background and context. So government is telling, in simple, please take CSR as seriously as you take your business. You are doing business seriously. You want to get the best product. You want to be better than competitor. You want to earn more profits. You want to give maximum return to shareholders. You are so serious. Please be serious, very good, but also take your CSR responsibility, corporate social responsibility, equally like your business. So both are integrated. You cannot have a business if society is crumbling, correct? Simple example, suppose there is war. Can the war be there and company will also shut down in the war. Company will also be affected, right? There is a environmental disaster, there is too much rain, something like that. Can company say that societies get affected by rain, but we are not? No, people can't come to work. The factories will be flooded. Basically, if something happens to society, companies and corporates are inside society, they also get affected, correct? That is the reason primarily that there are lot of practices that are integrated. See this word, integrated, through business operations. So make it part of your business. Don't think CSR is something different, our business is something different. Both are interconnected. I am not saying this. The government is telling to all the companies in India, your business and your social responsibility are interconnected. So please make sure your business operations have some aspect of CSR, right? So CSR has evolved over the years, and it is used as a strategy and a business opportunity to earn the stakeholder goodwill. Best example is our Tata. Yes, best example is Tata Group. Tata Group has been doing corporate social responsibility before it became a law in India. Correct? In fact, you look at the structure of Tata, most of it goes back to society. Most of it, right? Of course, everybody can't be Tata company, fine. But at least 2% of your average net profit of previous 3 years, at least that one you give is what is the message, right? Indian businesses, they have given lot of things to the society, but to integrate CSR into the core business, this is what you should write in exam. This is what you should write in exam. What? How do I integrate CSR into the core business practices? So the way you do business itself should be in such a way you don't harm society. You can't say, oh, I given 2%. That is different. That is a wrong way to look at it. The way you look at it is wrong. If you simply say, oh, I given 2%, my job is over. The way you do business should be, because end of the day, in short term you may get some benefit, but in the long term, if you are not having that, your company will also suffer, society will also suffer, and in fact your company may close because of unethical practices or practices which are not keeping in mind the society. So the simple logic is, society is above company, above government, above all of us as a whole. The society, the social aspects are much important. Now just take a look at it. Our neighbors like Pakistan, they are struggling economically. They're struggling. Bangladesh, they were doing very well economically. In fact, Bangladesh was doing very well economically, especially because of textile. But suddenly, if you watch the news, there was a change in regime. There is a lot of problems over there, social unrest in Bangladesh. So the companies got affected. The same textile companies have moved out to countries like Vietnam, India, and what happens to those corporates? So can the corporate feel that we could have done well even if society goes bad? No, society has crumbled there. There are social problems there. So companies also get affected. So this is the realization that corporate should understand, that corporate and society is all the same and we are part of the society, right? Government requires companies meeting certain thresholds in turnover, net worth and net profit to allocate 2% of net profits, 2% of average net profit of previous 3 years for your corporate social responsibility activities. Correct? So this is the eligibility. Which company? So companies having net worth of 500 crore or more, correct? 1000 crore or more, right? Or 5 crore or more. So what is very important for you is any one condition here should be satisfied, not all three. Suppose there is a company which does not have 500 crore of net worth, it does not have 1000 crore of turnover, but if they have a 5 crore of net profit, they must compulsorily fall under CSR and their CSR obligations comes into picture, right? So please understand that carefully. Any one condition is satisfied here, company falls under CSR provisions and they have to compulsorily comply, right? So Companies Act has a wide ambit, we know very well. Here the holding company, subsidiary company, as well as foreign companies and people who have branch office in India, they all come under CSR. So anybody who comes under this previous one, I told you, no, this net worth, turnover, net profit. So as you can see, 500 crore, 1000 crore, 5 crore. Anybody, company, that company is holding company, that company is subsidiary company, or a foreign company is registered in India, project office which is registered in India, right, under RBI guidelines. If anybody has these criterias, they have to compulsory comply with this, right? So CSR provisions is applicable to every company, including holding subsidiary, as I told you, if they come under this category of 500,000 crore, 5 crore net profit. Very important for you to know it if you are new to this concept. Yeah. Any amount if it is unspent. Now for example, okay, my CSR budget is 1 crore. But by end of 31st March, I spent only 80 lakhs. 20 lakhs I could not spend. Then how we could not spend? For different reasons we could not spend. That's all. So now what happens to the 20 lakhs? Can company take it back? Definitely no. If that is the case, nobody will spend the money and they'll tell we couldn't spend the money and they'll keep it back. Correct? That was how the law was when the CSR law started. It was basically an option to spend. It was an option. So nobody used to spend. But now it is not option, it is compulsory. Company having any amount of unspent corporate social responsibility money, if they have any unspent money, company will constitute a committee and comply with the provisions. So that unspent money has to be spent properly. So let's see this again. Every company, including foreign company, this is very important for you, including foreign company with net worth of 500 crore or more, yes, during the immediately preceding financial year, the turnover of 1000 crore or more, net profit of 5 crore or more, what should they do? They should constitute a CSR committee. But I have something here 50. But remember, your CSR spend has to be 50 lakhs or more to constitute this committee. If you don't have 50 lakhs spend of CSR, the board of directors have to do CSR compliance, but they don't need a committee. That's all. The question is, when do we need committee? Committee is required if my spend, whatever I'm spending as CSR funds, that is more than 50 lakh, I need committee. Otherwise, I don't need the committee. That is the simple thing. Where the amount is spent by company under section 135 Companies Act, which does not exceed 50 lakh, the requirement of the committee, yes, will not be applicable. See here, will not be applicable. So not applicable if my CSR spend. So now suppose there is a company and their entire the 2% is equal to 10 lakhs. 2% you must spend, right? 2% of average net profits of previous 3 years. The 2% is coming to only 10 lakhs. Do you need committee? No. But if that 2% is coming to 51 lakh, 55 lakh, 1 crore, 2 crore. Today I was actually talking to one company where their CSR budget itself is 2.5 crore. That's a lot of money. 2.5 crore they are giving for CSR. So they said, what should we do? First thing, you should form committee. Then they said, no, somebody told us you don't need committee. Yeah, that somebody does not know that. Committee is not required only if your spend of CSR is less than 50 lakh. If it is 50 lakhs or more, you do need a committee. If it does not exceed 50 lakh, you don't need. But otherwise, you do need a committee and you need to form a committee. And committee should oversee how to spend the money and all those aspects. Yes. So when we say CSR, this definition, what does it exclude? What you can't do? You can't give money to political party. You can't give money to BJP, Congress or any other political party like that. You can't. It is very clear. Otherwise, they'll misuse it, right? Activities outside India. Will tell, oh, there are so many kids which are dying in Africa. I'll give my CSR money to Africa. Come on here, India, yes, we are growing, but we have so many problems. First, solve the problems in India. First, solve the problems in your city where your company is. First, you see next to your company, there is one slum. First, you help there. Correct? So, that is the message from the government. The government says, if you want to do CSR activity, first give preference to the local area where you are. And suppose you don't want to give preference to local area and you really want to do CSR, do within India. Don't tell there are kids dying in Africa, there is somebody in Indonesia. No, within our country. So outside India, you cannot do CSR activity. If you do, you cannot use this 2%. If you have extra money and you want to do, that is different. That doesn't come under here. In that 2%, you can't do. Yes. Activities for fulfillment of other statutory obligations. So you have any labor law, other things, there you pay. That is not CSR. That is a separate thing. Activities supported for sponsorship basis. Sponsorship is marketing, yaar. Come on. Marketing CSR is different. See, you get a good image by doing CSR, but you can't do a, what is sponsorship? You're giving money for something in return. Correct? That sponsorship, you can't do it and say that it is a CSR activity. You can't do it. Activities in normal course of business. So your regular, so this was on classic case. So all of you know Bisleri water, correct? Bisleri water bottle. So Bisleri company, okay? What is their business? To give mineral water, safe, clean mineral water. Can Bisleri company go give water to some village or slum or within the city where there is no water and tell this is CSR? The answer is no. Why? Activities is the normal course of business, you can't do CSR. Suppose, simply since all of you know, let us say Infosys. Infosys is a software company, technology company. Infosys gives water. Infosys gives clean drinking water to a village or a slum or somewhere where people don't have clean drinking water. They give. Is that CSR? Yes. Then you'll ask, if Bisleri gives water, it's not. But if Infosys gives water, it is CSR. How is it? Because the simple reason is what? CSR definition exclude activities in normal course of business. Normal course of business of Bisleri is to give water. So that is not allowed at all. So CSR policy, in simple, what is it? What is CSR policy? In simple, it is a document which says that how we are going to do CSR activity, what is our approach to CSR activity, how we are going to spend money to CSR activity, what kind of projects we want to do in CSR activity. There are so many problems in society which we want to take, education, healthcare, whatever, slum development. So you can choose and you can have a policy. So this policy is like a direction given by the board of directors, correct, to the committee and the company as a whole, that this is the guiding principles, how we need to implement the CSR, how we need to monitor, and what are the activities we can do, and what should be our annual action plan. All these things will be there. So in simple, CSR committee is of the board of directors as per section 135. And who should form the committee? Is every company where CSR is applicable should form the committee? No. If your CSR spend is 50 lakhs or more, if your CSR spend is 50 lakhs or more, only then you need to have this committee. Otherwise, you need to spend the CSR money, but you don't need committee. You don't need committee to oversee all these things. Now we'll come to the most important part of this video. I wanted to give the first introduction about what is like basics so that you know what we are doing. Directly if I go here, you will not understand. Why I'm taking this in depth? Why? Because I've seen questions and you can expect questions like this. Okay. So please pay attention here. Ongoing project is what? Generally, what do they say? Your CSR money, your project should be within financial year. So for example, you have 2024 ending. So 2024 ending means for 2024, 2025, you must finish. So let us say in 2004 ending 31st March, the CSR budget was 75 lakhs. So the 75 lakhs should be spent within 31st March 2025, within next year. Because as on this financial year ending, 75 lakhs is equal to 2% of your average net profit of previous 3 years. Okay, so now you have to spend that money. So you have to spend within that. But in a practical sense, you can't. Many times you can't. That is why government brought this amendment. So you need to build a school for children where there is no school. You need to build houses for people who don't have houses. Many times you can't build in 1 year. What if your project starts in July, August? So you have only less than 8-9 months. You can't do it. So government introduced a concept called, if you can't do within 1 year, you can go ongoing project which is ongoing. So it's a multi-year project, multi-year, not in 1 year, 2, 3, 4 years is there, which does not exceed 3 years excluding the financial year. So this is the financial year you should spend the money, but it is multi-year. So for 3 years, so till 2028, you can spend this money. Till 2028 you can spend this money. And it shall include projects which is initially not approved as a multi-year project also. That means, see, when we made the plan, we thought that, okay, by 31st March 2025, we can complete the project, we can finish this building for children who don't have school, and the project will be over. But we couldn't. So in January, we realized, oh God, we can't spend the money by 31st March. So what can we do? Don't worry. That is what the law is telling. The law is telling that it shall include a project that was initially not approved. So initially we thought it is not ongoing, it is a 1 year project, but initially it was not approved as a multi-year project, but whose duration has been extended beyond 1 year. So if you have reasonable justification, if you have a valid reason saying that, oh, we could not finish in 1 year, now we want to classify the same project as a multi-year project, as a ongoing project, the law allows you. You just have to pass a resolution. The committee has to take this to the board of directors saying that, see, we wanted to complete this. Board may ask, are you guys stupid? Did you not know it? You cannot finish within 31st March. If you told us beginning of the year, we would have told ongoing project. You could have done for this year plus 3 more years as per the definition. So committee will say, no, sorry, we really thought it will be over, but it did not get over. So board has the power, even though it was not ongoing project on day one, it can classify it by a resolution that this project will become an ongoing project. So ongoing project is what? Multi-year project, very important. That is for our financial year plus 3 more financial year. Within that you need to spend the money. Within that also, if you don't spend the money, then give to the Prime Minister National Relief Fund or any of the fund listed. So once it's a CSR, the company will never get back the money. Either you spend in this year or make it an ongoing project and spend in the next 3 years. Or if you still can't spend, the money still something is pending, give to the Prime Minister National Relief Fund or any other fund. There is Clean Ganga Fund, Swachh Bharat Fund, all government funds. You can give the money there. You have to give, not you can, you have to give if you can't spend within the due date. Not exceeding 3 years, excluding the financial year in which it was commenced. Not exceeding 3 years, excluding the financial year. So that means if my project was for 2024-25, I need to spend the money. I could not spend. So the ongoing project can be 24-25 plus 3 years, which excluding financial year. So excluding this 3 years. So till 2028, I can have this. Yeah, project that was initially not approved, now it has become, I told you that. Okay, so why I'm reinforcing this concept for you? Very, very crucial. It is a multi-year project taken by a company, correct? Include a project that was initially not approved as multi-year. So initially it was not, but which has been extended beyond 1 year. And the board of directors say that, yes, we can't finish. So it's a multi-year. We want to call it ongoing project and you can do it, right? For the fulfillment of CSR obligation, timeline is not exceeding 3 years, excluding the financial year in which it was there. So in simple, for example, for 2024-25 is the financial year where I have to spend the money, but plus 3 years. 2028 I can spend it. Yes, so now we'll come to very, very crucial concepts relating to this multi-year project. Ongoing project involving capital asset like building, many times you can't finish it, right? Building takes time. Hospitals and other infrastructure which generally take more than 1 year. An ongoing project has been defined, correct? Multi-year project, and in the CSR obligation, within that 1 plus 3 years you need to complete. And very important, you cannot keep extending it. 1 plus 3 years, okay, again we'll extend again. No. It is 1 plus 3 years. If you can't spend the money within that 1 plus 3 years, give it to Prime Minister National Relief Fund. This is the law right now. In future, government may change this law to make it 1 plus 4 years or 5 years or whatever, or give it permission for extension. But right now, that permission is not there. So to understand this, there are some questions, FAQs. Are you ready? Please let me know if you are understanding this. Please let me know. What is the maximum permissible limit for ongoing project? Can time period be extended beyond the permissible period? You know very well now. What is it? Maximum is financial year plus 3 years. So see there, 1 plus 3 financial years. Under no circumstances it shall be more than this permissible limit. So you cannot say, oh, I will take another 5 years. No, you can't do that at all. What are the responsibilities of the board in case of ongoing projects are undertaken by the company? Okay, we are taking ongoing project. What should the board do? These kind of questions you can get in the exam, right? In the ongoing project, responsibilities of the board, what is it? First, which is the project which is ongoing, you need to list. In large companies, they may have 10 to 15 different CSR projects. They could be different projects, yeah, not only one. You just think of Reliance, you think of Tata, you think of Wipro and other Mahindra, like there are many more companies, I'm just telling, Adani. These are huge companies. These are, their CSR budget itself will be in crores, 10 crore, 20 crore, 50 crore, 100 crore is your CSR budget. So you can't do one work, there'll be so many things. So in that, which one is a ongoing project, right? Then year wise allocation. So 25, 26, 26, 27, 27, 28, how much I am going to spend. The board has to have transferring unspent amount to separate bank account. Oh, anyway, it is ongoing project. No. If you can't spend the money within this financial year, open a separate bank account called unspent CSR bank account, unspent CSR account, and from there you need to use the money for your implementation or doing the project for 3 years, correct? Monitoring the implementation, making sure that you are actually meeting the deadlines year by year. That is what the board should do. Then making modifications for smooth implementation of the project within the overall permissible time limit. For smooth implementation in time limit, you need to do this, right? Next, can ongoing project be implemented through implementing agency? If you remember, in overall CSR, what do we see? The company can do CSR activity itself, or company can have an implementing agency with a clean track record of 3 years who has filed the form CSR1 with the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. They should have already filed the form, correct? That could be a Section 8 company, a trust, or a society. So any such organization. See, now there is actually one, I'll give you an example. You know ISKCON, right? ISKCON. So we know a company, I know a company which gives money to ISKCON saying that, see, we have a CSR budget, correct? I'll give you an example. Okay? For example, our CSR budget is 3 crores. We don't know how to spend 3 crores. Our expert knowledge is to run business, but we should do CSR. So we can't do CSR, but government allows to work with the agency, Section 8 company, trust or society, saying that we will do the CSR through them, correct? So this company can give to the implementation agency called ISKCON, and they can do whatever activities like giving midday meals for government school children. That is one main activity which they do, or whatever else which is not of religious nature. It should not be religious nature. Any other activity for the society benefit, they can do it. So Section 8 trust, so that implementing agency. So ongoing project, can I give money to implementing agency? Yes, the board of director can approve the project as ongoing. Then it can choose the implementation agency for the project, and the agencies can be given the money and you can spend. So there is absolutely no problem. Does the board have the power to abandon or modify an ongoing project? Okay, we call it ongoing project. Now suddenly in the year 2026, our ongoing project is 2028. But in 2026, I want to stop, I want to cancel. Can I do it? Am I allowed to do it? As per the rules, board may abandon or modify any ongoing project, right? Partially or wholly, part or full, under exceptional circumstance. You should prove that there is no other option. We have to stop this during the prescribed project period as per the recommendations of the committee. So the committee should tell, yes, this was ongoing project, but we are not able to complete and this is not going to happen. So we'll stop this project completely. Committee will tell board and board can pass a resolution like that. And by providing reasonable justification that we are stopping this project. It is important to keep in mind that the maximum period for ongoing project is 3 years excluding the financial year. So within that, if you have a extraordinary situation, you must cancel it. Can funds earmarked for one project be used for another project? Yes, many students say no for this. See, end of the day, please remember one thing. There is a company, okay, and they have totally 5 crore as their CSR budget. They don't have to spend in one place. So let us say they have project A, project B, project C. So this company has 3 different projects, project A, project B, project C. But end of the day, they have to spend that 5 crores or 10 lakhs or whatever is their CSR budget, whatever is that 2%. In some companies, 2% may be only 2 lakhs. In some companies, 2% may be 20 crore, depending on the size and net profit and all. So whatever is that 2%, you must spend. So you can do only one project if you want, but if you want, you can do 1, 2, 3, 4, how many ever projects you want. So can funds for one project be used for another project? The answer is yes, because as long as you're spending this 5 crore, it's okay. No, what is the problem? Yes, budget of dedicated for one project can be used against another project. In such a case, the board and CSR committee should record the alteration in the target spending and modify the same. They should say that, okay, this project we wanted to spend 20 lakhs, but now we are spending only 8 lakhs. The balance 12 lakhs we are going to give to project B. There we are going to spend, and you need to maintain the accounts and the practical things, which is not so easy, but you need to do it, right? Next. In case of ongoing project, if the disbursed money is left unutilized, you have disbursed the money, company has given the money, but it is not yet utilized by implementing agency. Suppose company gave money, okay, now we are giving 2 crores to ISKCON. Now ISKCON spent only 1.5 crore. Another 50 lakh they are not able to spend. That means they are not able to spend. That's how they can't spend. Within the time limit, they are not able to spend. Okay, remember. At the end of the financial year, should the money be returned to the company? Should the money be returned to company? Actually, the answer is both yes and no. But in general, what we should write? Yes, it is better to return to company. Why? Company should maintain a separate bank account, right? So return to company, the money will be there, and from there, company will again give it to you for within that 3 years. If it cannot, then transfer to the Prime Minister National Relief Fund. So overall, this is what we studied: ongoing projects, correct? Company should monitor the implementation of this project, correct? And most importantly, if there is any modifications, that should be done for the ongoing projects, right? Hope you are getting a clear picture about what is this ongoing project and how we need to look at this entire ongoing project angle. All right, so now we come to, now that you know one very main amendment, ongoing project, I hope you got it. So please watch this video again. Any doubts, please let me know, because this is very crucial and we have gone quite deep into this one concept. Yes, there's much more, but I've tried to do how much ever we can. Composition of the committee. Okay, fine. Who should be in the CSR committee? Now I told you initially what the basics of CSR, the intention of the CSR, the premise of CSR, why we have CSR, eligibility. Then we went detail in ongoing project. Now again in basic we'll go these things. Committee. So what did we say? In the committee, 3 or more directors, at least one should be independent director for listed company. For listed company, in the committee, should we have a committee? Yes. And the committee should have at least one independent director. Then you'll tell, sir, what if the spend is less than 50 lakh? Yes, if it's less than 50 lakh, we don't need the committee. Unlisted public company, 3 or more directors, out of which at least one shall be independent director. However, if there is no requirement of having independent director for that company, then 2 or more directors. So there is a public unlisted company, but if they don't qualify under independent director requirement, then for CSR committee also they don't need independent director. 2 or more directors is enough for this committee. Maximum which we face day to day is private. So in private company, 2 or more directors, no independent directors are required. But in all the case, if your CSR budget or spend itself is less than 50 lakh, you don't need a committee. Very, very important. Foreign company also, which is in India, at least 2 persons, one shall be specified as per section 380, that is related to foreign company. Another shall be nominated by foreign company. Very, very crucial. Next, can a group of 15 companies constitute a single CSR committee with representative of all the companies? So somebody asked this question. Okay, we have 15 companies. It is an industrial area. So we have 15 companies next to each other. And in our society, in our industry, there is a lot of pollution to the lake and river. So all the companies, we want to put all our CSR money together. We want to make one committee and we want to spend the money. We want to do CSR. Sorry. No. The applicability of CSR provision is company specific. These 15 different companies should have 15 different committees. Unfortunately, that is what it is. So in future the law may change. Right now, no. Every company fulfilling criteria in this section should constitute a CSR committee. However, the company may align its CSR policy initiatives as per the group policy, which should be accordance with the provisions of the act. So you can do as a group, or even in the same company you have group companies, yes, but each company compliance is separate, the committee is separate, and this is the important factor for us to know, right? So there is one case law here. Just to understand, every company having net worth of 500 crores, turnover of 1000 crores, net profit of 5 crores, immediately in the financial should constitute a committee of the board. 3 or more directors, out of which at least one director shall be independent director, correct? Now, what is important is, if the company, the net profit as per financial statement has failed to constitute, then it is a violation. If you didn't constitute, it is a violation. What will happen? It's scary. Just look at it. Here, the committee was defaulted. Okay, they did not form. The penalty is 8,50,000. It's such a big penalty. You can't escape it. You can't. It's a way. That's why if you don't comply, there is no way you can escape. There is no way you can escape. Implementing agency should have registration under the Income Tax Act. You can't simply take some trust and say, okay, we'll give you your implementing agency. They should have 3 years track record, plus they should have registered the CSR one with MCA, plus they should have registration under 80G and 12A of Income Tax Act. Both should be there, and such agency should be registered with MCA. I told you, no? Because what used to happen, people used to misuse. I have only seen one case where company gave money before this amendment came. Company gave money to some NGO, some trust, and they told them, you give it back to us in cash. It's very difficult. So now government is monitoring even the implementing agency, the trust and other people. The government is monitoring, saying that you should be registered with Ministry of Corporate Affairs. You should have filed it. Ministry of Corporate Affairs should have told that yes, this NGO, this trust, this society, this section 8 is registered with us. They can be implementing agency, correct? So the implementing agency should be very genuine. You should know the reputation, who is associated with it. Scrutiny should be there before selection. Otherwise, lot of misuse. What is the use if they misuse the money? What is the whole intention of CSR law? Some benefit to society, right? And if you can't do that benefit, gone. Should not have any conflict of interest with employees. What if any employee has their own Section 8 company or trust, and to them you are giving? No, it is not allowed. Any requirements that may be prescribed by government regulator is being followed. Implementing agency should also be compliant with the law. What if they have some 100 income tax cases against them, or FCRA cases against them, Foreign Contribution Regulation Act case against the implementing agency, the trust, the society? So all these things you need to look very, very carefully. Next, so you understood what is CSR, eligibility, detail about ongoing project, then CSR committee and implementing agency. We have studied all this. Now, okay, what activity can we do? This is very important. Schedule number 7 of Companies Act. So we told what is that? Section 135, correct? Then CSR policy rules and Schedule 7. These are the 3 applicable laws for CSR, correct? So here Schedule 7 is very, very wide. You don't have to have a narrow interpretation. It is a guidance. So there are many activities here which tell what kind of activity you can do for CSR. Let us quickly just go through. You don't have to by heart this. Activities that require CSR should be interpreted broadly. See, that is what they're telling. So it is not like, oh, this activity is not in Schedule 7, so we can't do it. No, it's not like that. It should interpret it broadly to capture the essence of the subject listed. The items of Schedule 7 are wide ranging and include the activities. What is that wide ranging? It's very big. Eradicating hunger, it is such a big concept. Yeah? Eradicating hunger, poverty, malnutrition, promoting healthcare. It's such a big, it's like a ocean. Promoting healthcare is like there are 100 things in that, 1,000 things in that, 10,000 things in that, correct? Right, including preventive healthcare, sanitation, contribution to the Swachh Bharat Kosh, right? So many things are there here. Okay, safe drinking water, gender equality, empowering women, such a wide field, correct? So you can do any of these things. Helping senior citizens, promoting education, special education, like for people who have learning disabilities or people who are mentally not stable, for them you're giving some education, like that. So many things are there. So anyway, you don't have to by heart any of this, but just try to understand that it's a very wide thing. You can contribute to universities, IIT for research. Research is good for society with new technology, right? National laboratories, Department of Biotechnology. So there are so many places you can contribute. Prime Minister National Relief Fund, PM Cares Fund, Swachh Bharat Fund, Clean Ganga Fund. So many things are there. Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. So like that, so many places. So company has so many options. See what small companies do, I'll tell you as a practicing says, all the small companies, they don't want any project, implementation, ongoing, they don't want any headache. Whatever, see, because their CSR budget is only 5 lakh, 10 lakh, 20 lakh, they will simply take the money, give it to a Prime Minister National Relief Fund or a PM Care or any of these things, and their job is done. They don't have to do any other headache. Smaller companies, bigger companies, their CSR budget is 10 crore, 20 crore, 30 crore. See, they may give to these funds, but they also want to do something for society and they want a goodwill, they want a good image also. So they actually do this project, they have staff member for that, they have implementing agency, they monitor. So like that, so many things are there. It's very big. There is impact assessment, so many things. Rural development project, slum area redevelopment, correct? Okay. So many things are there. So disaster management. Yes. So also you should understand what is not CSR activity. Like example, one-off event like marathon, award, charitable. So this is like there is no benefit. See, so whatever you do in society, it takes time for benefit. Just because you give money for some marathon, will you get any real sudden benefit? No. But if you give money for, let's say, children to train to run, that is a long term. Sports, promoting rural sports, that you can do. So you cannot do very clearly 2014 itself what you cannot do. One-off events, marathon award, this sponsorship, TV program, all this is not CSR because you will misuse and tell this is CSR. No. Okay. Expenses for statutory obligations like what? Labor law. That is not CSR. That is your job. That is your statutory duty. So those things are not CSR. Government is just giving a clarity so that there should be absolutely no confusion. There should be no confusion at all. Right? How should the list provided in Schedule 7 be construed? Means interpreted. I already told you, but I'm telling you again, this is important. So does it mean companies should do only that activities in Schedule 7? Something is not that they can't do? They can do. That is what they're saying. We can do even if activity is not in Schedule 7, company can do that CSR. Right? The statutory provisions are to ensure companies undertake the CSR policy as per Schedule 7. The entries must be interpreted liberally. See here, the entries must be interpreted liberally. Why? So as to capture the essence of the subject. What is the essence? End of the day, don't misuse money. Give the money and let there be some real social development. That is the basic intention. So they're saying it's okay. Items in Schedule 7 are broad based, very broad, and are intended to cover wide range of activities. It is the board of company to take a call on this. So government or MCI will not be so strict. Oh, you did this. It is not listed in Schedule 7, so it is invalid. As long as it captures the essence, you can do it. Yes. So net profit, how will you do this? Yes. So you will go for the net profit as per section 198 of Companies Act. I am not covering that in detail in this video, but just mentioning that to you. Okay. Then yes, ongoing project, again we defined this multi-year project, fulfillment of CSR obligation and not exceeding 3 years. So that you know very well when it was done. So we've done this already. Yes. Okay, the board has approved a project and subsequently board realizes that project spending is extending to next financial year. The same project again is required, this is important for you, the same project is required to be approved by the board as a multi-year project because you started as a single year. Now new approval is required by board as multi-year or what we call ongoing project with the reason, justification, like why is it multi-year project. Okay. Okay. CSR committee will formulate a annual action plan. That is, in the entire year, what is the CSR activities, and you need to include the utilization of funds and implementation schedule. So how you are going to use that money. The ongoing projects, the timeline for spending and any tentative carry forward of CSR spending in particular financial year must also be in the annual action plan. So in the annual action plan, what should you say? We had this project, it was not a ongoing project, but it became more than 1 year. So now it is. So this year we will spend so much, next year we'll send the rest, like that. That clarity should be there in your annual action plan. Annual action plan. Board of a company shall monitor the implementation of the project with reference to the timelines and year allocation, and shall be competent to make whatever modifications for this. Whatever modifications for this has to be done. So timeline for multi-year is what? 1 plus 3 years. Correct? More than, can be more than 4 years, but spending obligation in respect of the project should be 1 plus 3. So whatever is your project, you should spend the money within 1 plus 3 years is what they are telling. So overall, this is a video where I've covered many aspects of CSR. This is not the full chapter. Let me give you the disclaimer. This is not the full chapter. You can get in touch with us if you want to know more or if you want any extra help. But this, I want to mainly focus on this ongoing project amendment because there is high expectation of question from this kind of amendments. I hope you got this. I hope you liked the video. Please do let me know what you felt about it. Thank you very much for your patient listening, and we will be going ahead with the next video in the next time. Thank you.